I want to make a contribution on this topic. I would like to, from the outside, thank the Honourable Adele Farina for bringing this motion to the House. We are having a discussion on this issue that is a live issue unfolding right in front of us. 37 days on strike in the open. The picket line, I have had the chance to visit the workers in the Kwinana refinery site a couple of weeks ago. I have to say that they are doing it very, very tough. On the day of my visit, it was bright and sunny. But since then we have had bad weather for quite a long period of time. It is not easy to be out in the open and trying to stand firm on your ground and trying to fight for your rights. I've been in the Army Reserve. I know how hard it is to operate in the elements and trying to deal with that day in, day out. And I certainly haven't been operating, in the field for 37 days, and that is 37 days without pay. The financial stress, the financial strain on their families, on themselves, is enormous. Can I, Madam President, just say that these workers are not fighting only for themselves. They are fighting for Australian jobs, and they are fighting for our children's future. Only last week, last sitting Thursday, we talked about the trend of automation and their impact, and that impact on the families and Australian population, working population. The increasing automation and casualization, I dare say, is having a negative impact on the Australian jobs situation. More and more people are being asked to work without any job security. And Alcoa is one of the companies who have had a pretty good track record. As we heard, 42 years of working for one company. You don't get that these days. And let's not forget, Alcoa being a successful company is based not only on their entrepreneurial and good strategic policies. It is because the workers and the management work together to achieve that outcome. And if we take the workers out of the equation, I don't think the management can only work and to achieve that billions of dollars across the globe in terms of their profit. They achieve that with the combination of the workers' hard work and the management's skills, or whatever you call that. It's a combined effort to achieve that outcome. If you now turn around and say to the workers that, if you need to go because we want you to go, I don't think Alcoa is going to achieve the same profitability as they have been achieving over the past many, many years. When I was visiting the site, Madam President, I was walked around by the president of Australian Workers Union WA branch, Andy Hacking, a great man who has had his workers and their best interests at heart. I think by that stage they have been on the site for about 3 weeks, and he probably had very little sleep during that period of time. He was instrumental in setting up the site, in managing the roster of the people who were on the picket line, and who was working tirelessly, day in, day out, trying to fight for the interests of not only his workers, but the entire working population in Australia, including our children's rights in the future. Can you imagine, every member, that our children will be working to have no job security in the 21st century? These are the rights that our ancestors who fought together to achieve in the last 100 or so years. And now they are gradually being chipped away and being taken away from us. And that means that our children's generation will suffer from this time forward. They will suffer if we give in to let the rights for job security go. And let's not forget, these workers are not asking for a fat pay rise. They are only asking for job security. And if we let that go, I don't think we're doing the right thing by our children and their future generations. Now, Mr. Deputy President, we all heard the hearing, the saying that a fair day's pay for a fair day's work, or a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. Now, Mr. Deputy President, I think that's so true. But if we take job security out of the equation, you may only get one fair day's pay for one fair day's of work, but you have no work the next day. And that is going to be doing that is going to do a lot of detriment to our workers. And I just want to say that it is important that we support the workers, that all the picket lines are trying to fight for their rights and other workers' rights. And I call on Alcoa to come to the negotiation table, to negotiate in good faith and trying to reach an agreement with the Australian Workers' Union and also the workers concerned. It is critically important that we will achieve that outcome. I think we'll be fooling ourselves to think that Australia is built on the business's entrepreneurship by itself. It is not. We have achieved an egalitarian society that is the envy of the world because we worked together. The business and the workers, that we work together to achieve a relatively fair system. I certainly don't want to see our workers to have a minimum wage of $8 an hour, like some other countries that I shall not name. $8 an hour, that's what you get in another country. Or in many other developing countries, there will be far less than that. And it is important we do not forget that it took a long road to achieve what we have, and we can't let it go. So I call on the companies, the Alcoa company, its management, to come to the negotiating table and negotiate in good faith to achieve a resolution to the current stalemate. Thank you, Mr. Deputy President.